What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris, aka The Capital Connect, and in today's video we have Day Trading Secrets from the Bible Part 4, where we are going to be going over the differences in trading psychology between a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader. Stay plugged in, man. This is going to be a good one. So before I get into this video, man, I want to address the reason why I go over trading psychology just as much, if not more than, just going over technical analysis and trading strategies, things like that. And the reason for it is because I truly, honestly believe that the difference between an unprofitable trader and a profitable trader is not their account balances. It's not their strategy, but it has everything to do with their psychology. I feel like if you fix the psychology, you can fix everything else, because here's the truth of the matter, right? Let's just say on Friday, I made a video and I told you guys, hey, this strategy has a 100% win rate. It has a 100% win rate. It does not lose. I can guarantee you, if your psychology is not correct, if your psychology is off, if your psychology is wrong, I guarantee you will not win with that strategy and you will still be unprofitable. And the reason for it is because I believe that trading is 100% your psychology. A lot of people say trading is, 95% mental, 5%, execution. But I feel like it's 100% mental, because here's my thing. If your trading psychology is not where it needs to be, your execution is automatically going to be off. So it is 100% trading psychology. It is 100% mental, in my opinion. So that is why I go over trading psychology so much. But let's go ahead and get into this video, man, because this is actually amazing info. And I caught this last night and it just absolutely just blew my mind. So we're going to be going back to the parable of talents, right? I spoke on this in part 3, where we went over, trading is a God idea. But we're going to be going back to the parable of talents, but we're not going to focus on, the whole story. I'm really going to be focusing on 2 verses out of the story that, Jesus spoke about. So we're going to be looking at Matthew chapter 25, verses 28 through 29. So 28 and 29. So they read like this. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. So in this story, guys, let me just give a brief synopsis of what happened, right? There was a man and his 3 servants, right? The man was going on a journey and he gave each of his 3 servants talents, where we learned in the last video that was a coin. So we're talking about money here, right? So one servant, he gave 5 talents. To another servant, he gave 2 talents. And to another servant, he gave 1 talent. Well, the servants with 5 talents and 2 talents, they went out and doubled their talents. The servant with 1 talent was afraid of his master, was afraid of losing the money that his master gave him, and went and hid the talent in the ground. So when the master came back and asked what the servants did with their money, right? The person with 5 talents said, I went out and doubled mine. The person with 2 talents said, I went out and doubled mine, right? And the master said, well done to you guys. You've been faithful with little, so I will give you more, right? Just paraphrasing, this is not verbatim. And the person with 1 talent told him, hey, I was afraid. I know that you reap where you have not sown and you gather where you have not scattered seed. I just want to give back to you, what you gave me. So here's back what you gave me. And the master rebuked him, right? He rebuked the servant who did not go out and multiply his money. So now we're at the point where I just read those 2 verses where he says, take the 1 talent from him who has 1 and give it to the person who has 10, right? For what does it say? So for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance, but from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. So just from these 2 verses alone, we can understand that if you're afraid to lose, you already lost. If you're afraid to lose, you're already going to lose. And the reasoning for that is, when you have a mindset of, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, you're automatically operating from a disadvantage, right? So this could honestly be the reason why some of us, I should say, blow our trading accounts, right? Could it be that we're so afraid to lose the money in our trading account that we end up losing it anyway, right? And so I believe this story can speak to the differences between an unprofitable trader and a profitable trader, right? And there's 4 main things I want to discuss, 4 main differences I want to discuss as far as a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader goes, right? So the overarching theme of this is going to be this: profitable traders play to win, unprofitable traders play not to lose, right? And there is a huge difference. I understand that, on the surface, it seems like if I'm playing not to lose, doesn't that mean I'm playing to win? Not necessarily, right? There is a key difference in playing not to lose and playing to win, right? So the four main differences are going to be this, right? When you play not to lose, you have a defensive mindset. When you play to win, you have an offensive mindset. When you play not to lose, you're risk averse. When you play to win, you don't mind taking risk. When you play not to lose, you use conservative strategies. When you play to win, you use innovative strategies. When you play not to lose, you have a fear of failure. But when you play to win, you embrace failure. So let's go deeper into those, differences. So having a defensive mindset, what does that look like as a trader? Well, someone who's playing not to lose, right? You often focus when you get to the charts on preserving what you have rather than taking risks to gain more, right? And this kind of ties into part one of this series where we talked about observing the wind and regarding the clouds, right? Observing the wind deals with you, entering a trade, and regarding the clouds deals with you, deals with your emotions as far as while you are in a trade. And so when you have a defensive mindset as a trader, you're only focused on protecting what you have. So what does that look like? That means when we're in a trade, as soon as we see some profit, we're ready to close it, right? I'm up 20, I'm closing, right? I want to build up the small wins, right? That's what we always think. We're going to build up the small wins. And as we're building up the small wins, we'll eventually get to where we are. But the problem is this, right? We're building up small wins, but our risk is remaining the same. So when we lose, our losses automatically just negate all of our wins, right? So I'm up 20, let me close it real fast. Since I'm up, I don't want to lose money, right? So now your losses are automatically going to be bigger than your wins because you're not even giving your winners a chance, to make more money, right? Or it could look like this. You're in a trade, you're down, let's just say you've been in drawdown for 30, 40, 50 minutes. And you decide, I'm just going to go ahead and close it, man. I don't got time for this. I don't want to lose. If I was going to be in profit, I would have been in profit by now. Let me just go ahead and close while I'm ahead so it doesn't hit my stop loss, right? And you feel like I'm saving money at least, right? I'm not losing as much as I could have lost if I would have let it hit my stop loss. So I'm doing good, right? But then over the course of a couple of weeks, over the course of a couple of months, you start seeing that your trading account is going down, down, down. And you're trying to figure out why is my trading account going down when I'm not even, taking as big of losses as I could be taking? Well, the problem is this: when you constantly close a trade that is slightly negative, right, or before it hits your stop loss, all you're doing is giving yourself death by 1,000 cuts in the market. That's all you're doing, right? Well, I'm only losing a little bit. Well, guess what? A little bit over a long period of time turns into a lot. So stop being defensive when you're trading, right? Now let's go to the flip side, right? What is a trader that's playing to win? What does their mindset look like? It's an offensive mindset, right? I'm actively looking when I get to the charts for opportunities to gain an advantage and achieve success, right? When I get on the charts, I'm automatically looking for ways for me to enter, right? When you're playing to win, you focus more on the opportunity, right? And you focus more on the positive aspects of that opportunity more than you focus on the potential negative implications of taking a certain setup. Does that make sense? Like when you're playing to win, guys, it's a different mindset. Like the best way I can describe it is this: when I'm playing to win, let's just do a basketball analogy. When I'm playing to win, I'm actively looking for ways where I can get my shot, right? When I'm playing not to lose, I'm just trying to keep the ball away from you, right? Does that make sense? So make sure you have an offensive mindset when you're trading, not a defensive mindset. So let's get to the next part, right? When you play not to lose, you're more risk averse, but when you're playing to win, you don't mind taking risk. This approach is, as far as being risk averse, right? This approach as an unprofitable trader means that you are reluctant to take trades, right? People who are playing not to lose, like they're looking for opportunities, or they're observing the win, like we talked about in part one, where I see a trade setup and it looks like a good setup. However, I'm going to check every single time frame. I'm going to check every single thing, make sure every single box is ticked before I actually enter the trade, right? So you're looking for reasons not to enter a trade, right? People who are, playing to win, right? They don't mind taking risks. Because matter of fact, let me give you all the truth, guys. As a trader, your money will always be at risk. This is why I don't, advocate for everyone to become traders. Like, I really don't. I don't feel like everyone should be a trader, right? Because you have to be built different to be a trader. And this isn't me tooting my own horn. This isn't me tooting the horns of, traders across the world where we're like, yeah, we're better, we're stronger mentally than you. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's just, it takes a special type of person to wake up every single day and say, hey, I don't mind risking my money today. I don't mind losing this money that's in this trading account, right? Matter of fact, as soon as I put the money in the trading account, it's already, thought of as lost. It's gone. Like, I don't even count it as being mine anymore, right? Like, it takes a special type of person to wake up every day and put their money at risk. Most people aren't willing to do that, right? Like, if you're like my brother, like, I have a brother and I have a sister, and I try to get them to trade all the time, but they just don't want to do it, whatever, right? And my brother, he says he wouldn't mind trading, however, he don't want to lose, right? I'm like, well, if you don't want to lose, this is definitely a thing for you, because I done took some losses. I took a lot of losses. So if you don't want to lose, this definitely isn't for you. But being risk averse as a trader is automatically just a disqualifier for you. Like, if you want to avoid risk, I'm going to give you some advice. Somebody may not tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this because I want the best for you guys that are viewing me, right? If you don't like taking risk, if you don't like losing money, take your money out your trading account, close the account, right? And go do something else with your money. Because if all you're focused on is avoiding risk, right? Or minimizing risk, to the point where it's very minuscule, right? If you're not willing to take a chance, take a risk, then you will never be successful as a trader. Right? You gotta, like I said, you gotta have that mindset of, as soon as I put my money in this trading account, it's gone already. Right? It's gone, right? You can't spend it anyway. Right? What, you got a card that links to your trading account? No, you don't, right? It's gone anyway. You can't spend it. So you might as well just go ahead and count it as gone, right? And take that risk and take that fear of losing money, take that fear of risk just out of the equation, right? Just count it as gone as soon as you put the money in there. Playing not to lose, you're risk averse. Playing to win, you don't mind taking risks, right? I don't mind taking on risk for the potential of making more, right? And I've heard Myron Golden say this, right? Don't be afraid of taking a risk that has a bottom, right? Don't be afraid of taking a risk that has a bottom when the upside is endless, right? The upside in trading is endless, but the bottom is zero, right? Like, if I lose, there's a bottom. If I win, it's endless. So stop being risk averse and start taking more risk as a trader. I'm not saying throw due diligence out the window, guys. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is accept the risk before you enter every single trade. As soon as you enter a trade, like, I understand that, okay, I may lose $50 on this trade. I might lose 100. I might lose 200, right? Whatever that number is for you, accept that you will lose that if it loses and go with it. Like, just, okay, whatever. If it loses, it loses. Who cares, right? Like, just let trades hit your stop loss, right? A lot of y'all will close a trade before it even hits your stop loss. Let it hit your stop loss, right? That's how you build that discipline as a trader. The third difference is between someone who's playing not to lose and someone who's playing to win, right? An unprofitable trader and a profitable trader is that someone who's playing not to lose is very conservative, while someone who's playing to win is innovative. So someone who's playing not to lose, right? Like I talked about earlier, they're going to close trades early, whether they're up a little bit or down a little bit, but they're also focused on avoiding mistakes, right? And the problem with this mindset is, as a trader, right, there are going to be times where everything lines up perfectly, right? There are going to be times where the higher time frame is in confluence, the news is in confluence, the setup is in confluence, like everything is in confluence, guys, but the setup still loses, right? And an unprofitable trader will take that as, oh, I must have made a mistake. I must have did something wrong. But that's not necessarily the case. Sometimes setups just lose. Like, I've had plenty of setups in my time as a trader where everything was going with it. I mean, I had news with me. I had a higher time frame with me. It looked beautiful on my entry time frame. Like, everything was lining up perfectly. And the setup lost, right? But then there will be other setups where, news is conflicting. The higher time frame is conflicting. Like, something is conflicting with the setup and then it ends up winning, right? Nothing's going with it and it ends up winning. And not just winning, it ends up being a crazy winner. So you got to get this mindset of, oh, I don't want to make any mistakes out the window, because as a trader, number one, you're human, you're going to make mistakes. But two, when you have I'm going to avoid mistakes mindset, you'll take things as mistakes that aren't really mistakes. Like, losses are a part of the game. If you're not willing to take a loss, if you don't want to lose, bro, just get out the game. I'm just be real. Just get out the game, retire your jersey, bro, because trading, you're going to take some L's. You're going to take some L's, right? But people that play to win, they have innovative strategies. They don't mind changing, they don't mind adapting to changing market circumstances, right? They're changing market conditions, right? Like, we're in Q4 right now. And I've seen plenty of traders talk about how Q4 is this, Q4 is that, Q4 sucks, Q4 is this, right? But a profitable trader, they're fluid with the market. They flow with the market. Like, it doesn't matter, what quarter we're in, what month we're in. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make some money because I'm going to be looking for the opportunities. I don't mind changing my strategies. This is why I also feel like, having just one strategy handicaps you. Like, once you master one strategy, go out and master other ones, because the more tools you have in your belt, right, the more problems you can fix. The more weapons you have, the better off you'll be. If you only got one weapon, while the banks have multiple weapons, it's gonna be tough for you. I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be tough. So, stop being conservative, right, and be more innovative, right? Stop being conservative, be more innovative. I'm not saying throw due diligence out the window again. What I'm saying is take on the risk, right? If there's going to be a theme of this video, bro, it's just going to be taking on the risk, right? And the last difference between an unprofitable trader and a profitable trader, right? Someone who's playing not to lose and someone who's playing to win, is that people who are playing not to lose have a fear of failure, while people who are playing to win don't mind failing at all. And matter of fact, let me get into this because I feel like this is very important. There are a lot of traders who feel like they have a fear of trading, but this is what Myron Golden said. What we often describe as fear or characterize as fear is really anxiety, right? There's a difference between fear and anxiety, right? Fear is when there is a clear and present danger that you are afraid of, right? So if I'm walking down the street and a grizzly bear steps in front of my path, right, and starts growling at me, right? That is fearful. Like, that's not anxiety, that is fear. Like, I'm gonna be afraid. Why? Because there is a clear and present danger to me. Anxiety is what we feel while we are in a trade, right? As soon as you hit that buy, as soon as you hit that sell button, right, and you start feeling those feelings of, oh man, I hope this works out, man. Oh, what if it loses? What if it this? What if it that, right? Fear is a present emotion over a clear and present danger, while anxiety is having emotions or having negative emotions over a future potential danger, right? A future potential outcome. So what we often characterize as fear is actually anxiety. Like, you don't have fear in trading. You have anxiety in trading. You have trading anxiety, right? You're afraid that, as soon as you enter that trade, it's going to lose. Right? But the key to fixing that is realizing that it's all made up. Right? I'm not saying that your anxiety is made up. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm not saying that you don't have those real feelings. What I'm saying is, if anxiety is fear over a future potential outcome, right? Any outcomes that we come up with in our mind are made up, whether it's positive or negative. So if I enter a trade and I say, oh, this trade is going to end up losing, I made that up. And if I say, oh, this trade is going to be a huge winner, I made that up. Now, if both things are made up, why in the world would I focus on the negative one? They're both made up. They're both not true. They both haven't played out yet. So why in the world would I focus on the negative one when I can just focus on the positive one? When I can focus on the one that I want to happen? You want to know how to overcome trading anxiety? Focus on the outcome that you do desire over the outcome that you don't desire, right? As soon as I enter a trade, I'm immediately just focusing on, this thing gonna work. This thing gonna win. Ain't no way it's gonna lose. How's it not gonna lose? Because ain't no way it's gonna lose, right? As soon as I enter a trade, I'm automatically thinking each one is a winner, right? That's how you overcome trading anxiety. So I said fear of failure, but really it's an anxiety of failure, right? While people who are playing to win, they embrace that feeling of, or they embrace that risk of failing. They embrace it, right? They don't mind, blowing the account. They don't mind losing the trade, right? They don't mind being wrong in the market. They just accept it and they go on with it, right? If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who cares? So these are like the four main things that I think, separate an unprofitable trader from a profitable trader, right? Playing not to lose versus playing to win, right? Defensive mindset versus offensive mindset. Risk aversion versus risk taking, right? Conservative versus innovative. And lastly, fear of failure versus embracing failure. So these are the top four things that we all can focus on, because if I'm being honest, these are things that I struggle with too. So these are things that we need to be focusing on and combating every single day, every single week, as we go on our trading journey. So I hope this video helps you guys out, man. I hope this video, brought to light some things that maybe you need to work on, or things that maybe you're even strong in. So as always, the credit goes to God, not to me, when it comes to these day trading secrets from the Bible videos. They're his principles. He's just showing them to me. That's all I got in today's video, man. I'm gone.